Inaifikia Gladys Wanga. I'm very sure she's a mother. Ameenda maternity. Sasa nataka a fit in the shoes of the women who are held at Thika level 5. I want you to imagine the place you're going to give birth. Insurance yenye ulikuwa ulipie haifanyi kazi. Yet it was promised to work. The beds are infested by bed bugs. It's an uncomfortable place. Let's make it worse. You give birth through cesarean section. Or let's say a normal birth. Let's say unaumwa na kila mahali. And for you, you think SHA is working. Now, by the way, I know Uhuru had a lot of vituko mingi, but Linda Mama always worked. Kuna mahali watu walikuwa wanapewa mpaka yani unazaa unatoka hospitali with more things than you came in with. Fungeni midomo. Wewe pamba huyo wako sijui anataka kukufanya ukuwe deputy president wake 2027. Iishie hapo. Or better still, if you can't reason loudly with what is going on in Kenya, fiata mdomo baby, funga mdomo. Okay? It's better. Hata huko kanisa mnashindanga. The Bible says mpumbavu akifiata mdomo anaonekana mwenye hekima mbele za Mungu. Ala? What is wrong with you people?
Tell President Uhuru Kenyatta that when you retire as a president, you become the single most unifying factor for the nation. And today, President Uhuru Kenyatta is the only living retired president. Because we had President Jomo Kenyatta, he's late. We had President Mwai Kibaki, he's late. We had President Moi, he's late. So the only former president that we have who is living is President Uhuru Kenyatta. And therefore, he must be the father of the nation. He cannot be dragged into partisan politics because the nation is a fragile democracy. At any point, we can move and we can be divided. Because us as partisan politicians, we can divide the nation. There must be that one person who can be a uniting factor. And that should be a former head of state. So I just want to say that it is important for President Uhuru Kenyatta to guard that, to guard the sense of unity that he can provide to this nation. But if...
Okay, it's working. Sawa bas, ina work. Ule mwenye mlifuta kazi after akwe whistleblower because SHA was stealing, looting, and doing it all. Anafutwa kazi kwa nini? Where is the guilt coming from? And secondly, why are you people over-explaining things? If something is working, the action will speak it louder. Kelele ni ya nini? Leo nitaongelea SHA kuanzia asubuhi mpaka jioni. Because the people we elect, watu tunafikiria watatutetea, ndo wako foremost kwa kupractice ushenzi. I'm not taking that back. It is not working. At MTRH the other day, what women uko mother and baby walikuwa wanapewa chakula imelala. Some of them wouldn't go home because wameambiwa SHA is not SHA time. It's a triggering fact in Kenya.
Tulikuwa tumelipia SHA 24 hours, tukaambiwa 24 hours zimeisha, so SHA yezi katusaidia.
Watoto hawaoni jua, kunguri, tunalalia vijana siko na kunguri jamani. Chakula tunapewa saa 10. Chakula jamaa iko na hadi mawe.
At Thika Level 5 Hospital in Kiambu County, dozens of new mothers and their newborns remained trapped behind hospital walls, not because of medical reasons, but because they cannot pay their maternity bills. This is not a scene from decades past. This is Kenya, September 2025. Wait, these mothers trusted government's promise of free maternal care under the Social Health Authority and are now sleeping on bed-bug-infested beds, share scarce meals, and cradle infants who have never seen the outside world. And Thika is not alone. Eldoret, Nakuru, and even smaller hospitals tell the same story. This is not just a health crisis, it is a betrayal, many Kenyans say.
Kwanza mimi niko na mtoto, niko hapa nimekaa miezi 3 na sina mbele wala nyuma, nyumba yangu imefungwa. Nimeambiwa nimekaa huku, watoto wanalia jumbani, nitafanya nini? Watoto wangu watakuwa chokora.
The detention of mothers and newborns at Thika Level 5 is not an isolated tragedy. It is a direct result of the collapse of Kenya's Social Health Authority, or SHA. The SHA was sold to Kenyans as a revolutionary upgrade, a universal system where every citizen contributes 2.75% of their income to guarantee healthcare access. But instead of saving lives, it has trapped vulnerable families in debt, with hospitals unable to discharge patients due to unpaid government reimbursements. Let's start with the hard numbers. At Thika, reports confirm dozens of women remain held for unpaid bills, some as low as 8,000 Kenyan shillings, others climbing into the hundreds of thousands for C-sections. Conditions are grim: overcrowded wards, poor meals, and newborns bundled together in unhygienic spaces.
Catherine, kichwa imekuwa mfupa, si ndio? So, linda jamii is better. Wakati Thika Level 5, women are being held kwa sababu SHA haifanyi kazi. And you have the... Muna sindili wangu wa maneno kwa midomo. Yeah.
We can move and we can be divided, because us as partisan politicians, we can divide the nation. There must be that one person who can be a uniting factor, and that should be a former head of state. So I just want to say that it is important for President Uhuru Kenyatta to guard that, to guard the sense of unity that he can provide to this nation. But if he is dragged into partisan politics, then where will the country go at its moment of need? So we expect that those who call themselves the opposition can point out the kind of issues that the former president was made to talk about, but not to have the president himself, the former president himself, dragged into partisan politics.
Kazi ni kulumba makuta. At Thika Level 5, women with newborns have been, ni kama wamekuwa confiscated because SHA is not working. Yet they were depending on that to pay for maternity services. What's more interesting? Those beds are infested by bed bugs, poorly cooked food. Yani, it's a mess at Thika Level 5 hospital. Level 5. Okay? So after sucking SHA dry, allocations pia za hospitali hazijafika huko, to the point of expectant women with newborns, sharing beds in a poorly, maintained hospital, a level 5 hospital. What? Hold on. In 3 years, okay? Kwa miaka mitatu, the wealth ama mali ya waziri wa labor, the cabinet secretary of labor, imeongezeka, yani imegrow by 102 million. Ladies and gentlemen, I can make a perfect minister of gender. I can. Hypothesis hapa ni, I want to see if the salary that they get can grow that rapidly. Si niko na hypothesis. We just want to prove a point, don't we? Don't we?
Ati black chocolate ni fine melanin bana kutoka nikapate. Kanapenda kenye mi wanapenda, so kanapenda toto chupa na hali ya nono.
Madam na kudai, umedunga mini na unapenda mangwai. Una dance fit, unawacha nikismile. Ama niko high, you are lies, nice.
Kono moja mbele, gini yende rembe. pile up, yoni.
Hi Kenyans, mi sina maneno mingi. All I want to say is Ruto must go, like yesterday. Bye.
Enyewe Ruto must go. Enyewe Ruto must go. By the way, Ruto must go. Enyewe Ruto must go. Wash fire, Ruto must go. Enyewe Ruto must go. By the way, Ruto must go.